So my name is Frédéric Baffou, and today I'm going to talk about two things. The first one is, and thank you for Marcel for this opportunity. So I had the pleasure in November to receive my diploma from EPFL Extensions Schools for the program Applied Data Science Machine Learning. So that is the first thing that I'm going to talk about, but from the thinking process and what was the professional benefits that so far I've been able to get out of it. And the second one that is about a bet that I made with my kids, but you will know that at the end of my presentation. So I had the opportunity in previous jobs, so I have a background in marketing, sales, customer insights, to work with data scientists, engineers, data experts, let's say. And what came along was the fact that we were living on two planets. I'm sure that we have probably data scientists here or professionals engaging with the data experts. Even if you are talking about the same thing, you don't have the same language. And what I experienced was the fact that, especially with the data experts, that ultimately it was very difficult to make the bridge. At the same time, I was deeply convinced that in order to make an impact for projects, for launching a new product, for developing a new product, this collaboration was key. So I found that one way to loop that was eventually not to get through the hardcore, but I will come back on that, was to find a common goal, which was how we can support better decision in companies, whatever type of companies. But obviously, and having gone through the programs, I mean, you need to have data to back up what you are saying. So I wanted to check. So what I'm talking about is a journey that took 3 years, actually, not the program, but my personal journey. And I wanted to make sure that actually what I wanted to do, which was acquiring new skills, we have been talking about upscaling skills, was resonating with the business environment and the key stakeholders. So here you have a survey on the right-hand side about publishing the Harvard Business Reviews about decision makers and how they are approaching and considering skills and related or implementing artificial intelligence and data science in companies. And on the other side, the green side, you have the data scientist perspective from the Kaggle portal, which is, for the one who don't know, one of the leading online community platform for data scientists. And actually, they were talking about the same, that there is it's a no-brainer. We have data, we have to exploit them. It's a no-brainer. The question is how. And one thing is coming along in both communities is the fact that it's about people. That's about collaboration. It's about making them fitting together. So actually, I did several things, but I wanted to take an analogy. So I'm a heavy metal fan, especially Metallica. Let's imagine that even if you don't like Metallica, it could be another band. You want to experience a great evening. So it's a matter of plenty of different things. So if we stay in the music environment, it starts with inspiration, a feeling, some ideas, some emotions, as Mara was highlighting. And ultimately, you want to have, as an audience or as a band, you want to produce a unique experience. So obviously, you need the band and talented guys, if possible, even if we can debate, but happy to discuss that afterwards. But you need a alchemy. You need to have not only, I mean, a couple of notes, but you need to have instruments, people knowing them. I mean, having this ability to play together, and if there are musicians, I mean, playing in a band, and even if individually you know to play together is even harder. Obviously, to put that in a music score and eventually to get a product out of it, to be able to sell and to have this unique experience. And in that context, you will need to have the right place and the right stage. That's for analogy. If we go back to data science and how that could be applied in the business environment and the link between business, it starts with the business problems. It starts with the questions. What type of things we have to solve, and ultimately the decision that we have to make. So, and based on my experience, and personally, I have more than 15 years experience, so I have a certain business acumen. I'm able to put things into the context. I have worked in large and small companies, international environment, B2B and B2C. So I had that in my bag. I had the strongly believe that it cannot be an individual thing, that you need to have a team and different talents together, but I needed to upskill. I needed to upskill in a field for which I have a passion, that I practiced to a certain extent, but not to the best. So to be able to understand the pipeline in terms of data science, the fact that you need to have proper data, but what you can do with it, the modeling, and definitely it's one of the key learning, the ability to speak the language of data scientists, data engineers, data experts, and vice versa, to translate that into business terms. That was the critical aspect. And for that, I did several things. So I told you that I started 3 years ago. The first thing that I did was to take a course as Executive Data Scientist program. It was very interesting, but quite high level. So I moved to the next stage, which was to take a certification in data science, much less demanding and high quality of EPFL. Interesting, but it was not enough. And then, almost 3 years ago, I came to this conference, and Marcel was introducing the EPFL Extensions School, and there was the announcement of this program. And that clicked definitely, and actually I'm here because I strongly believe it's a great program. I think that even if you can see ways of even making it better, but one of the critical aspects of it is the fact that so I'm a business person with some experience, being quite at ease with data, but I was not a data scientist. I'm not pretending that I'm a hardcore data scientist, but I have acquired skills which allow me to perform a data science project, to engage with data scientists, and vice versa, to translate data science stuff into business aspects. This program, I'm not going to describe that in details, but you have 4 different pillars. It's extremely demanding. It took me 18 months to complete. Most of the people, I think they are completing that in 12 or 13 months. So it's tough. It's demanding. Professors are great. You have here part of the team. I would like to thank especially Fred and Christian. So they are pushing you a little bit out of your boundaries. I didn't have a clue in programming before, so that was quite difficult, but manageable. But I think that beyond the skills, and it's essentially what I want to share with you today, it provided me with additional elements. And the first one is to have the opportunity to have a data scientist or data science mindset, to look at problems from a data scientific perspective and able to elaborate on that. But beyond that, even if the program is great, you are not going to learn everything. And it's a changing world on a daily basis. So it gave me as well what I call this educated curiosity, to go out, to look at, we have the chance that a lot of things are open source, so to go to see codes of others, to engage, to discuss with people, to share, to improve my code, to receive advice, and really to go beyond the skills that I have learned through the program. So ultimately, you could say, okay, that's a great program, but what are the key benefits? Concretely, what I can do now that I couldn't do before. So as I said, the first one was to manage data science from A to Z, to translate, but as well to test things. And it's a matter of speed. So I can share two examples with you. So now I'm in the consulting business, and I was advising a company on digital marketing and especially on the market research projects. And They were not at all business services. They were not at all data-driven. But they wanted to have an opportunity to segment better their clients. And actually, I found the opportunity with the skills acquired to perform a certain number of clustering, feature importance analysis, and to come up actually by myself in a short period of time with a proposal in terms of customer segmentation, which made sense, and able to translate that in their terms. And I felt that it was extremely rewarding personally, but as well impactful for the client to have that done in a short period of time. The other thing that I could share with you in terms of benefits, so you have at the end of the program a capstone project that you submit, which needs to be approved before you run. And in that context, I did something on social media and how to model and predict the impact of social media posts using the text and the data-related variables. And actually, I was at that time working for a big clients, having data scientists. And there was discussion with marketing on what to do with our social media data. And actually, just after my completion, I had the opportunity to engage with the data scientist professional to share my projects. And actually, together, we were able to find opportunities to develop some specific applications for the marketers. And that worked pretty well because we were the two together, him taking modeling the lead on the data science side and me on the marketing side. But that was really a key benefit from the program. So ultimately, actually, what I want to share with you is that, this program gave me some lights, in this wide environment of data and what you can do as a professional. If you are in that case, I will be pleased to share more of my experience, but I will really encourage you, if you have to apply, to take this type of course, and this one is for me one of the greatest one that we can have, because it gives you the opportunity to gain really hard skills, to have access to tremendously qualified professors, teachers, but as well coaches who helps you to solve problems, to gain trust, but as well credibility. EPFL is, one of the top university in the world, and you have part of this label when you are following this program. So actually, that's connecting the dots. And I will conclude the bet that I had with my kids was to be able to talk about Metallica at an EPFL conference. Thank you very much.